Good morning, day 3, SAP TechEd.
No, I'm not a writer.
Okay.
So as you might have noticed, yesterday I forgot to do the blockchain interview. They're over there. So we'll go to the blockchain guy to ask him what blockchain is all about. And is it a hype or is it something that we can use today? Raimund, the blockchain, the future of enterprise transactions. That's a bold statement.
Absolutely.
Can you explain first what blockchain is in short?
Blockchain is a way to distribute information in multi-party setups, so collaborative scenarios where people in a decentralized way need a possibility to share information and look at the same things, all without a central intermediary and with the safety and security that what they're doing is correct.
Okay. Blockchain is, I think it's really hype. So you have two groups. So there's the camp that says, hey, it's a hype. And it will not work, and you will say, no, it is the future of enterprise applications. So, where are you?
I'm in a good old consulting tradition. I'm in the middle.
In the middle.
So there is obviously a lot of hype and potential in the topic, which I see as a liability to boil it down to what really is the substance to it. And while a lot of things are still open, still in flux, maturing, I don't share the perspective that you should completely deny it or ignore it. Part of my job is to figure out what are the deficits or discrepancies currently and what do we need to do to bring it to the point where it's applicable. And there are already areas where it's perfectly applicable as of today already. It typically goes into the bucket of so-called proof-of scenarios. So you prove the existence of something, you prove ownership of something, you prove that the history of an information is correct, so it hasn't been manipulated. You can have something like a small audit trail or provenance scenarios. So these are things that you have in supply chain, that you have with certificates for educating people, certificates for machinery, for example, authenticity of documents, so that's across industries and across line of businesses, and those are scenarios that are doable as of today already.
Stefan,
hello.
When can I talk to SAP?
Well, hopefully soon we will release CoPilot as the digital assistant for the enterprise in 1805 next year. And at that time you will be able to freely talk to the SAP system and like for various different business scenarios you can query the system, you can create objects via voice, get daily briefings or things like that. So we're still working for use cases.
Can you show me an example?
Sure. So we have here the Fiori client running there, and we have the iOS client here, which will also be released. So I can talk to my phone now. Show me speakers from Sorali. And CoPilot now executes this query against the S4 system. And now we have the reply on the phone. Showed me now the product of category speakers for that supplier. Now it's also with a small lag, it's on the Fiori client as well. Can also now do a little bit more. I could say, show me VR headsets for less than $400.
So it uses what you have said, your voice, and then it interprets in text, but then it also do some intelligence behind it.
Yes.
Because there is no instruction to go to Material Master or or whatever?
No, it's basically it interprets what I say, maps that to an intent, we call it, and the intent is mapped then to a service in the backend, and then CoPilot makes sense of what you probably want to do, like query the system or create an object. So I can now go ahead. The example would be that you want to order this product, so I can now go ahead, order this. So now CoPilot creates a purchase requisition for that product, and it knows now what missing information is there, so it needs a business reason to order it. TechEd. And now we have here, it gives me a summary of what it wants to do, and it asks me if I can confirm it or not. So I can say yes here, also in my Fiori client. Yeah, that is the idea. So you can talk to the system, and this will be extended also to other channels. So we want you to be able to talk on the Fiori Launchpad to the iOS app. We want you to be able to enter it via Slack or via Microsoft Teams, or maybe one day in your car or from Google Home. Okay. So from all these different channels, you will be able to talk to the SAP system.
Oh, thank you. Nice talking to you and to SAP CoPilot.
Thank you.
If I'm on my way home, yeah. Wouldn't it be crazy? But you still amaze me. Wouldn't it be crazy?
Jan,
Yeah,
the other day we were talking about Mode 1 and Mode 2, and maybe we have set the impression that Mode 2 was only for innovations and Mode 1 the system of transactions and not for innovations. And that's not the case, I think.
I think it was slightly different. We might have said something like Mode 2 is where the cool stuff is happening and Mode 1 is where the slow stuff is happening. And that's definitely not the case. So let's have that record straight now.
So it's not about coolness, it's about systems of records, right? It's transaction handling on Mode 1, and the agility and new quick business applications was Mode 2.
Wouldn't it be crazy? But you still amaze me.
That wraps up 3 days of SAP TechEd in Barcelona 2017. I was on a mission to find out more about SAP Leonardo. And if you look at SAP Leonardo, it's not a product. It's not on the price list. It's a combination of new services that you can combine with existing SAP systems like S/4HANA. So what I found out, for example, you have sensors to gather all kind of data. And you have to connect it to your backend systems, the Internet of Things services. So IoT is part of Leonardo. All those sensors generate lots of data. So you have big data, you have analytics, so to make it something out of your data, to get insight, and insight leads to action. Next to that, if you have a lot of data, you can look back, but also you want to look forward. So machine learning is creating a model to predict also your future and to help you in automating a lot of steps in your daily enterprise. Last, the blockchain helps you with the new trust relations with parties that you are working together with. They can be customers, they can be partners, that can be any kind of trust relations to make sure that it is you, but it is your data. Leonardo, quite a broad perspective, explained here at SAP TechEd with live examples. The important thing is with SAP Leonardo you can start today. Hope you had a great event if you have been visiting SAP TechEd. Hope you also liked the videos that I've created this TechEd. If you have any queries, please reach out to me. You can link them somewhere in the comments below, or you can ask me via Twitter on Taybrook, LinkedIn or whatever. Happy to answer any question on SAP Cloud Platform, SAP Leonardo. See you next year.
Still amaze me. Wouldn't it be crazy? Don't you still amaze me? Wouldn't it be crazy? Don't you still amaze me? If I'm on my way home, yeah.
This is the move for those who.
Fris en fruitig. Oh ja, zeker.
What? Okay, this didn't work here this time.
It's a like that.
Maar we
Jan,
aan het opnemen, of niet?
what do you think of SAP TechEd?
It was really the worst event ever.
The worst, it was terrible.
It was horrendous.
It wasn't that bad.
Oh yeah?
Some parts I liked.
Well, I liked actually a lot of it, to be honest.
It was great.
It was wonderful.
Yeah, bravo!
More!
De tafel.
No.